Welcome back to the Hustle Unfiltered podcast hosted by Kayla and Jackson Mansuti,
where we dive into raw, unfiltered conversations about training, health, and fitness while navigating the challenges of life and business in our 20s. Welcome back to Sam Select's YouTube channel.
What the fuck? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys.
What's happening?
Well, we're like 10 days out from the show. When you guys watch this, I would have already competed by now.
You already have your crown.
Don't say that, that's pressure. I mean, the crown is that cherry on top, you know?
Yeah, well, we've been discussing this a lot, obviously, with the show coming up, and we've agreed, and obviously the healthiest way to go about this, as per our last conversation or podcast, the win stepping on stage.
Absolutely. It's me actually wearing everything and being in a crowd or posing in front of a crowd. Like that's the win in itself.
Yeah. So walk us through like what the next week is looking like.
So what's happening? I had a call with Jason yesterday, our coach, if you don't know already, and we just kind of discussed what the plans are looking like for the first peak week. So he was like, when we jumped on the call, he's like, it's not that big of a deal, and I was like, that's so fine, but how my brain works, I'm just like, I need to know everything.
Yeah.
So we got on the call and he just basically laid out what this looks like. So I did my last cardio session for now today, which is such a nice feeling because I fucking hate cardio. And also this is technically the last week of me like really pushing hard with my training as well. So basically the plan leading into the show is just to reduce as much like stress, information on the body as much as possible. So it's basically a complete opposite of what I've been doing for the last like 17 weeks. He was saying, he's like, the goal is just to like have you ready and not be like pushing crazy things. So
they call it landing the plane.
Yeah. So that was funny though when he said that, when the training part came in, I was like, I've had this conversation with Jackson. I'm like, this is the hardest part for me, is to not be so like I need to do everything like at 110%. It's like I need to now rest at 110%, which is the challenge in itself for me. But basically everything will kind of look the same up until Wednesday, and Wednesday we'll start carbing up. So basically I look a lot fuller, make sure that my muscles are nice and full as well, and I don't just look like flat and depleted on stage, at least for the first one. And the kind of aim for the first show is to get an understanding of where we're at, get some feedback, get some data to know what we need to do for the second show. And then ultimately the last show is going to be like the best because we have more time and room to kind of play with some things as well. So this is kind of the first approach we're doing, and then based on the feedback and how we're looking and what is required for me to bring my best on stage, we'll make those tweaks accordingly into the next peak week and then the final show as well. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to go through this process. I don't know, I find like I'm not like very, very big on like the sciencey things. Like I'm not like one to go too crazy into like the depths of science, but I love to see how this happens.
Yeah, like the events unfolding itself.
Yeah, and to be the one doing it as well. Like I obviously saw you do it, and I'm just like, I'm so intrigued by this, and I'm just excited to actually like go through it myself and see what my body requires for it to look its best on stage.
Yeah, like I think it's important adding some context here because our viewers may not really understand, but essentially like what will happen is the laws of dieting work differently when you're this lean.
Yeah.
So think of it this way, think of it as like how do I put it? Almost like a balloon where you've sucked all the air out of it for like the past 30 weeks. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna inflate that balloon with a bunch of carbohydrates to give it a fuller look. Now, obviously, if you inflate that balloon too much, you lose the detail within the muscles. And if you don't do it enough, the balloon kind of looks flat. It doesn't look inflated enough. And this is where people start using the terminology, like you spilled over, you look flat. Now, obviously, that there is a balancing act there, but some people look better fuller, some people look better flatter. I look better flatter. We're obviously going to learn this for you, and this first week here is where we're learning what's going to be the best look for you. Obviously, the category you compete in matters a lot too.
Yeah.
Some categories prefer a bigger, fuller look. Like if you're an open bodybuilder male, like the fuller, bigger look is probably the one you're going to go with. Whereas if you're like a men's physique or a bikini or, you know, wellness, I'm not 100% sure on, to be honest, but that flatter look kind of looks a little bit better because you can see more detail.
Yeah.
So it's a balancing act. It's based on the category. It's based on what your body reflects the most. But in order for us to make that happen, we also need to remove a lot of stress from the body, because if the body's stressed, it can't process that carbohydrates. It won't be put into the muscles very well, and it will hold in your gut a lot. Like, all these things will really play a massive role as well. I'm kind of testing my own knowledge here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for those listening, like, that's what Kayla's about to undergo, where it's just testing to see what look is going to bring her the best package as possible, and removing a lot of stress, removing a lot of training, removing a lot of, cardio is going to reduce a lot of that inflammation and stress. And yes, she will be eating close to 300 to 500 grams of carbohydrates, which sounds like a lot, but when you're this lean, again, the rules of dieting don't apply.
Yeah.
Because you're not really going to be putting on weight with that. You're going to be filling up the muscles.
Yeah. Slay.
It's going to be exciting. And it's like also sending the 3 to 4 check-in pics a day.
Oh yeah, that too. I have to send Jason, as of Monday, I need to send him photos in the morning fasted. So got my calendar out, adjusted everything to make sure I can do that. And like next week as well, I've planned accordingly to make sure I have a lot more time in my day where this is like the first kind of priority that has to be sorted. So it's like all my work that I normally would do across the week, I'm getting ahead of that. So it's like I'm just doing what I need to on those set days, like my check-ins with my clients, messaging and all that, and nothing extra. So I have the time checking photos in the morning, checking photos at lunch, and then checking photos after dinner as well. And he's basically going to look over those photos to determine what is the best look as well, depending on how many meals I've got inside of me, like whether I'm fasted, all those sorts of things as well. And that's also how he's going to be making those calls as well. And I also got a meal plan, slay, which I was so excited. I was like, tell me what I'm going to eat. Like, this is so interesting.
When do you start that?
So I'll start the meal plan on Wednesday. So that's just for the carb up. The meals that I'm having right now, he's like, just keep everything the same up until Tuesday, basically. So Wednesday will be the biggest carb up. Thursday, it's a little bit less, and then Friday is a little bit less. It's still more than what I'm having now, but just like he said, I'm having like 1,100 grams of carbs across those 3 days. But he also said, based on those check-in pics as well, just to be prepared if we do need to add more on those days. So it's just like, even on our grocery shop over the weekend and when we go to Gold Coast, making sure that we have extra things on hand in the event that he makes those changes on the spot.
So you're having the most amount of carbs on the Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so from my understanding, that's front loading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. And then on the show day on the Saturday, it's just like, have some fucking fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. And then Thursday we fly to Gold Coast.
Yeah, fly in the morning on the Thursday, do my last training session on Thursday as well. We'll do an upper session in Goldie, which will be good. Get my tan on the Friday, and I just have to chill.
The hardest part.
literally just I have to chill and not stress myself out, because that's my biggest downfall, is I put a lot of stress on myself. Like, nothing bad can happen and I will stress myself out.
Find something bad to happen.
I will find something bad to happen, and that's the work I'm going to be challenged with over the next few weeks, which
I'm just going to lock you in a room. It's like actual like purgatory.
Yeah. Nah, but it'll be good. But on the topic of that, and like I was having this conversation with my client Chloe, so shout out to her for bringing this up as a topic, because she was asking me about how I'm feeling with like, my body, and like, getting so many compliments from so many people, like saying I look amazing, which is like so lovely. And I am very, very proud of what I've brought. And she was just asking like, how do we feel about that? And like, even after the show as well, just like, she was like asking like, how do you reckon you'll feel like after the show, as you obviously get out of this like level of leanness? And I was just saying to her, like, look, like where I'm at right now, like I see my body as a bodybuilder. Like, I don't see my physique as one that I want to keep forever, because I know, one, this isn't realistic, and this isn't like where I feel my most human self, because I'm not looking at me as like, oh, this is like shredded, I feel great. It's like, I'm getting shredded for a bodybuilding show. I want to look great for a bodybuilding show. I don't want to look like, I'm not looking great for like day-to-day life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you mentioned to me, it was like 6 weeks ago, where it was like, if you could maintain that.
Yeah, I'd say like maybe like halfway through prep, or like, I was thinking about this in the shower before, like the weight I was at, even though weight doesn't show everything, but if I was like the look I want, was probably like the first like 4 to 6 kilos I dropped.
Yeah.
If I was to say like I want to maintain that sort of like level of leanness, I'd say it'd be that. But right now, like I don't feel my most sort of like feminine self, and that's not me saying like, oh my God, I think I look like shit. But like I just see myself as like, this is me to step on stage. Whereas when I've done something like the photo shoot, I'm like, I feel like I'm not so dick skin shredded. Like there's still shape, there's still curves. And like when I wear different clothes, it's like I feel them out still. Whereas right now, like I feel very tiny, and that's not a bad thing. And I'm not like upset about it because it's obviously for the goal I'm trying to achieve. But it's not something I'm like, I want this forever.
Outside of bodybuilding, it's not a physique you would want to achieve.
No, yeah, and like what was like interesting when we were having this conversation, she was like, you know, like you look incredible, like it's goals. I'm like, honestly, it's not. Like, do not look at me and be like, this is something I want to achieve.
On that as well, I think having gone through it myself as well, I was still doing face-to-face coaching at the time, and obviously all the members at Fitness First were like pretty observant of my process and watching my body change. And I just found it really interesting as well, because it's obviously like when you're building, like obviously, you know, towards the back end of a build, things get a little bit sloppy, and mine definitely did because I had a very short window of time to do that. But I just found it really like intriguing to see how much more validating the diet part is, and how much more people feel like they have the right to comment. And obviously like people are trying to do the right thing by giving you validation, and I don't think anyone has a bad intention behind it. But I think also just as a society, it's really intriguing to just see you're praised when you're lean, but you're not when you're big and strong. Maybe for a guy it's a little bit different, but I just like, I found it really interesting because it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's like I feel like shit. And
that's the thing, like I was saying to her as well, is like for me to be where I'm at right now, like I don't have a lot of energy. Like I feel good for where I'm at, but I'm like, I don't feel normal, and I'm not as strong as I used to be. I'm not sex drive. We don't know her. Like my vagina doesn't fucking work for multiple things.
Can confirm.
There's so many sacrifices and costs that do come to get to this level of lean. So it's like you see the outside of it and it's like, wow, she's so shredded, there's so much muscle, like it's incredible. And like, don't get me wrong, absolutely, it's like this is the best and shredded I've ever looked, but it's not. It's good for a short period of time. Like I wouldn't want to have this long term, because besides the look, like internally, shit's not working.
Yeah, like from a physical health, but then like you look at it in a broader spectrum, it's like mental health would be massively sacrificed, because like your capacity to deal with stress is so inhibited. Like let's be real, by 3-4 p.m. in the day, like your energy is shot. Conversations are close to zero.
Like mute most of the day. Unless
and then
I
like,
literally have to speak.
And then you look at it from like a relationship perspective as health. It's like, you know, obviously we communicate very well, like not to toot our own horns, but we've had some very difficult and like confronting conversations around our relationship to make this as beneficial for your prep as possible. But it's like, if this was the long term, you know, I don't think either of us would be happy.
No, not at all. And I think even with that too, like another thing I was saying to her is like, I don't feel like feminine.
You don't feel attractive.
I don't feel attractive. And this is actually very common. We're watching a bodybuilder, Urs. He's like some big, like, he's
a male, like, pro bodybuilder, like top 10 in the world.
Like top dog, like big guy. And like they actually were talking on his YouTube video with his missus, and she was saying like she doesn't find him attractive or as attractive when he's like peaking for a show and also peaking in a build. Like she finds him most attractive in that happy medium. And apparently like his coach was saying, this was all in German, by the way. So there was the interpretation of the captions could be so off, but from what he was saying, it's like actually like very normal, I think, in like female physiology to have that, like, because I've said it to you multiple times, even like when you were prepping, I was like, I think you look incredible. But like I am definitely more attractive when you have more body fat on you, when you look a lot bigger, fuller, not just physically, but also I know on a mental side of things, you're also a lot more like switched on, like you have more capacity, all those sorts of things. And that's how I feel. I'm like, I don't feel attractive in like that sort of like connecting way. I feel like confident because I'm like, this is a fucking goal I'm achieving, and like this is the byproduct of
because you've shown up over a period of time.
That confidence is coming from that. It's not from like, oh, I look so shredded and like I want to maintain this forever. Like and so this is something I've tried to remind myself a lot through the process. So when it does come time at the end of the show where I am going to have to start putting on body fat and I am going to have to increase my weight and all those things to get back to a healthy level, it's like I am kind of constantly reminding myself of like, you know, this is cool, but like you also feel your best when you actually have more body fat on you, when you get a regular cycle.
Yeah, like it's actually really important to note that like your body needs body fat to function like a human being.
Especially as a female.
Yeah, and
especially.
It's like let's make a ballpark number. You're around 5 to 10% of body fat right now. Probably towards more of that 5.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Let's say 7, whatever.
Not a lot.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, to be healthy as a female, usually that 10 to 12, 15 is like a healthy spot. And for a guy, it's like some guys genetically can obviously maintain, and same with girls, can maintain a lower level of body fat and be healthy. I think it's just a matter of like, you need to understand that being extremely low levels of body fat is just not the epitome of health. It's awesome, don't get me wrong. Like even me, I look back at photos and I'm like, oh, like I had fucking veins coming out of every fucking thing, and it was like awesome to look at. But I'm also like, especially how much bigger I am now, I'm like, I don't like how I looked there. Yeah. Like, and I think for a guy it's different because being shredded is always like a goal. Yeah. Like taking the shirt off, seeing the abs and the veins, it's like a massive goal. But I think also like there needs to be a level of maintenance within that of what that looks like to you. Like being that show level lean is not something that you probably want to maintain. And if you do, like, good luck.
Yeah, like that's just a hole you're digging for yourself.
Yeah. And yeah, I think like obviously looking at how you've changed, and even like, don't get me wrong, same thing here. I still find you attractive the way you are now, but it's like when you've got a little bit more like, you know,
what about juice?
A little bit more like oomph behind the physique, it's definitely a little bit more attractive. Yeah,
and I know that, and like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I don't feel like I'm bashing myself by saying that, because it's true. Like this is not sustainable. And I think the more that I can be aware of that and like remind myself of it, again, I haven't been through the process of reversing out of a show, so like check back in a few weeks time.
Yeah, no, look,
but I feel like
it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. Like there's no doubt about that. And I know that can probably be the hardest part of the prep. Like the prep itself, it can be quite easy. You're now going in the opposite direction. There's definitely going to come challenges with it. But I am reminding myself that like I do actually feel a lot better when I have more body fat. Like I do feel more myself in the sense of like, you know, I look great when I pose. I have massive glutes when I'm posing, but I don't have massive glutes when I'm standing upright. Whereas when I was like not this lean, there was a big shape. Yeah, and that's what I liked about it. Like that served that goal at that time. Whereas right now, like that's not the goal.
Yeah, and I think you gotta like accept that both ends of the scale are different in the sense of like, I'm on like this second last week of this build. I weigh 92 kilos. Sleeping's a little bit uncomfortable. Breathing is not as easy as it used to be. Like I have a bit more brain fog due to just like the sheer amount of body weight and calories I'm eating. Like the other side of it is also not like fun as well. And it's just like, you got to understand there's going to be ups and downs of both. But like from my own experiences with the reverse out of the show, the body fat I feel like wasn't much of an issue. For me, it was more so the lack of purpose behind not having a goal anymore.
Yeah, that's also something I've thought about as well.
Yeah, that was what I struggled with so much, because I was just like, why am I depressed?
Yeah, no, I've definitely thought of that as well. I think it's just from what I've seen, like even like watching like Kenzie's videos and stuff from like a female eye, like, you know, same thing, like getting so much praise for being leaner, like, you know, all these things, and you feel a lot of like support and love and all these things, and you just don't get that same return when it goes the other direction. Like I've never received so many compliments as I have now, even with the photo shoots, compared to a build. In a build phase, crickets. Yeah. Which is fine. Like I don't need the external validation, but
normalize praising in the build phase.
Yeah, normalize being strong as fuck and thick as fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think it's just even that, like it's nice to have that support, because it's like it's kind of just reconfirming like, cool, I'm doing the thing I said I was going to do, or like I'm making progress. But but you don't get that as much on the other side of it. And that can be challenging as well in itself.
Yeah, from a mental health perspective, definitely. Like, it's just like you have all these voices saying, oh my God, like, well done, like, you look so good. And then even during the shows, like, when you're competing, like, when you do the post of the show, it's like the influx of messages and DMs and comments is just like overwhelmingly like beautiful. Yeah. But you're just like, well, in 6 weeks' time, like, crickets.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, I wanted to say that as well, because I don't want people to be looking at me and being like, this is a goal.
Unless you want to compete.
Like, even I had someone respond to my stories yesterday. I put up my photo of my minced beans and sweet potato, illy. And she was like, I love this meal, like I've been having it every day. I don't look as shredded as you, ha ha ha, but like it's so good. And I was like, I fucking hope you don't look as shredded as me. Unless you're competing, I was like, I hope you don't, because this is not something to strive for unless you were stepping on stage.
Yeah, and I think just bringing it back to even like last week's conversation around like competing, it's just like, if your goal is to look that shredded and you're going to compete, but the whole reason you're doing it is just to get that shredded, it's the same thing as like, why? It's like, because I honestly believe if your goal is to do it just because you want to get that lean, I don't think you'll get there purely because the driving reason is not big enough.
Yeah.
Like, we look at the reasons as to why we've done it, and it's like we've wanted to just push ourselves to a level that we'd never had before, and the idea of bodybuilding and the process behind it is very appealing. It's like, you don't do it because you want to be shredded. It's like, yeah, you want to be shredded, but you also want to push yourself and do the other things around it, eat the meals, do the cardio, do that sort of stuff, and mentally challenge yourself and just get to stage because it's a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I feel like you're just doing it to get shredded. It's like,
I think even with that too, like, I did not go into this process thinking I'd look this way. I knew I was going to get shredded, but like, I feel like as well, if you haven't done this before, you haven't gotten yourself to this point before, you can't go into it with an expectation of, I want this look. It's like, we're shooting for a look for a category, and like, we want to make sure we bring what I can for that. But both me and Jason didn't expect me to look this way.
You won't know until you do it.
Yeah, because we haven't been there. So even for me, if I was like, I want to get this shredded, it's like, well, how am I going to know if that's possible? So you're putting all this extra pressure on yourself to look a certain way that maybe you haven't looked that way before, but then it's like, if you don't reach that goal, what was the whole point of competing? A waste of time? It's like... Yeah,
a great example is myself. When I did it, it's like, my goal was to look like a classic physique competitor and do really well in that category, which has a certain criteria in itself. And then I went into another category just by like, for the fun of it, and I ended up doing way better in that because my proportions just happened to have suited that category better. It's like, but I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do classic. But it's like, if I just did that, I would have not known the potential I had in the other one. And again, obviously, it being a natural federation, it's kind of, you all kind of look like the same as a guy. But still, like, you just don't know what you're going to look like until you're there.
Yeah, that's like the bodybuilding spiel on that. But I think it's important as well to kind of talk about the lifestyle side of things, in terms like, if you're obviously not competing but you're in a build phase, or like if you are leaning out, like, I think it's great to have that sort of look of like, I want to look a certain way, and like, obviously we preach it, like, you know, I say like, look like you fucking train, like, same thing for you. It's, we're obviously preaching a look, but I think, you know, the processes of getting there as well, like, there's going to be times where you do have shit body image, you know, you're not going to feel like you're making progress or all these sorts of things. And I think it can really shy people away from doing what is required for the goal that they have. And I think when you can accept that there's going to be some days where you don't have the best body image, and know that it's going to ebb and flow, but that doesn't then dictate how you keep moving, is what allows you to actually stay with that goal as well.
Yeah, one thing Jason says, and I'll give him credit for this, is that you don't have to always love the process, because sometimes it's shit.
Yeah.
And I think that is really well said. Because you're not, like, the first 3-4 weeks of dieting is shit because you're just dieting, you're hungry and you don't look any different. Yeah. Or, you know, the back end of a bulk, you're like, I just feel like a fat fuck. I don't feel like I'm actually made any progress here, but then, like, you won't know it until the next time you diet. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're not always going to enjoy that process, and that's okay. But it's like, you show up anyway. Yeah. Because, like, you don't get to look how you do now without doing those first 4 to 6 weeks that don't look like anything's happening. But yeah, I think from a body image point of view as well, just touching on like your experiences, if you want to look a certain way, just look the best version of yourself, whatever that comes to be. But if you're shooting for those extreme levels of body fat, it's going to be a really tough time because you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do, and you're not going to get you're not doing it for a show, you're just going to do it to look that way, and then you're going to have to bounce out of it anyway because you can't maintain that.
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty clear. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on that?
I don't think so. I feel like we spoke a little bit about body image in the build, the other potty.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of, I'll update my build as well.
Yeah.
As I've sort of touched on, we're very big at the moment. Let me put that into more context. We're much larger than what we used to be, but I was 92 kilos this morning.
Yeah, I ran to Gym Dad again today, and he was saying that he was speaking to Nick.
Yeah.
And Nick was saying to him that Jackson's put on a lot of weight. I was like, yeah, he's put on like 20 kilos since the show. He has gotten very large in charge.
Yeah, but Nick looks really fucking big as well. He's like 90 kilos as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen photos.
Yeah, I've been seeing him, and he looks large and still looks pretty lean as well.
Good honours.
But yeah, so like honestly, the cool thing about this build for me is that nothing's changed. I literally did the first escalation of calories when we started the build, and that was it. Like it was like it hasn't changed. Things have been incremental. But we finish next week when you do your show. So next week is the last week of the build, and then I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty keen for a little bit of a mini cut. I'm considering doing a little bit of a longer mini cut. When I say longer, I mean 8 weeks instead of 4, just to see a little bit what's underneath, and also just like not feel obese.
Yeah, we can lock in together.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been locked in.
Because I haven't been locked in.
Reset with me. Like, let's get back on track for the 30th time this month.
But yeah, no, it's been good. Like obviously strength is like really high at the moment. Like being able to hack squat like 120 kilos on the Cybex, which is pretty cool.
I am excited to be able to push hard in training again.
Yeah, and I think just coming out of like a reverse for yourself, that's what's probably like the driving factor. It's like the pumps are good again.
Yeah.
You know, the first 2 weeks post show is actually kind of fun because you still look really lean.
Yeah.
But you've just got a lot more energy, and you're just like, pumps in the gym is sick. Like,
you know what I'm excited for as well on that is not thinking about my meal when I'm training. I'm like, once I get through this session, I get to eat breakfast. Like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I'm just keen to be able to be like, we're here to train and we're here to get fucking strong, bitch.
Yeah. I don't think about my meal until I literally walk through. Yeah. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta eat.
Yeah, two very different ends of the spectrum right now.
Yeah, but no, we're almost there. I'm very happy with the progress that's been made in this time. I think this has been the most productive growth phase.
Jason even said
Jason's words specifically.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a good formula as to what's going to help us do the next growth phase. So I'm going to take the next 4 to 8 weeks to obviously pull back a little bit, and then I'm going to go and do another growth phase. I'll probably do like 3 more next year. So we've got plenty of time to grow.
Yeah, we're going to grow together next year.
Yeah, well, like they're like 12 weeks at a time. So 3, 6, 9 with like around 6 to 8 weeks in between those growth phases to maintain a little bit. So yeah, I'll probably fit 2 or 3 in within the next year or so. So still lots more progress. The goal for me, as I've mentioned many times on this podcast, is I would like to be 110 kilos lean, or 100 to 110 kilos lean. And we're going to make it happen. We're almost there. It's like 92 kilos, but obviously got to pull it off, the body fat off a little bit first.
To keep going because like your peak build number is not really an accurate number. It's like shy 2-3 kilos of that, maybe even 4. So essentially it's like 87. And then we'll go back up, probably hit 95, 96, 97. Go back down, probably float around 92, and then it's just like up and down, up and down. Yeah.
Which I think is also worth noting. It's like when you're in the peak end of a build, just know like as soon as you finish that build, you're going to shave off another 3-4 kilos very easily. Just from the drop from a peak surplus all the way down to like even just maintenance.
Yeah, just less food.
Yeah.
Less carbs overall.
So yeah, we're moving well. I'm pretty happy with everything.
Slay.
Was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
I think that was a good one.
That was a good one.
If you guys liked it, tell us.
Yeah.
Message me or message the account or message Jackson if you guys like that episode.
Yeah. If it's a little bit shorter than usual, it's because Kayla has...
I have a chiro appointment, but it's only going to take me 15 minutes, so I've got like 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Do you have anything on this weekend?
This weekend's going to be all about getting fucking prepared.
Yeah.
I've got to buy a lot of chicken, a lot of bananas, a lot of rice cakes.
But my peak week was where I fell in love with bananas. I never liked bananas until my peak week.
To be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of bananas, but if it's on the meal plan and I'm just like, whatever Jason says, I do.
This first show is going to be hard for me too because I've got to manage my actual food, where the next few are going to be a bit easier because I won't have as much to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm eating significantly more than I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so...
Are you doing any water loading as well?
No, he said keep everything the same.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's like, just keep it all the same. Literally all that's changing next week is less cardio, or no cardio, less steps, and the up in carbs, and just managing my salt.
Yeah, the sodium aspect
but,
of it.
He's like, I don't want to tweak a lot of things, because if things change, it's like we can't... There's too many variables now that's been different. So he said, like, keep the same amount of fluids coming in.
Yeah, look, I mean, Jason's very practical with these things, and I think I say this like I know, but like just from watching him and the knowledge that I've learned over the past couple of months is just like the peak weeks are usually the best when you change the least.
Yeah, which I'm happy with. Like, it's the first time I'm doing it. Like, I don't know any different, but it's like nice to know that.
Yeah. Because I feel like there's way too much stress when you got to go change a bunch of things. It's like, I'll go drink this much water. Then on this day,
honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I've been watching like Julia's vlogs and like seeing like the water and stuff, I'm like, fuck that. Like, would do it if Jason was like, this is what we got to do. But I'm like, that actually like looks stressful. I'm like, how do you have the time to be doing all this shit? You know?
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, to know that it's just literally changing in food from Wednesday onwards. Just make my grocery list according to that and just make sure I'm probably just going to buy the amount that I would need if I had Wednesday all 3 days. So that way it's like, if I buy that amount of food and then on Thursday, for example, he's like, you do need more, we've got enough for that as well. So that's kind of how I'm thinking of doing that. And then we can also buy some stuff when we're in Goldie anyway.
Yeah, we need Woolies and stuff as well.
Yeah.
We can train in the Gold Coast, live our Gold Coast life.
Yeah, I'm excited to do a session. I'm going to be so fucking white. I need to exfoliate my last bit of my tan off and get my body nice and ready for the chocolate dark tan.
Literally to be dipped in tanning spray.
Yeah. I'm excited to give everyone updates after the shows because I'm like, so many things are going to be happening that like I just don't do, like chilling out. Have to shave your entire body, like.
I don't think you need to shave that much from.
No, when I had those workshops, she was like, shave everything.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you have much hair anyway.
No, but I still have hair. You just can't see it. Like, I still have hairy arms.
Yeah.
You just like, my hair's just not black, so it's not visible. But
I will help if you need.
We're gonna have to shave some things, and the tan / not being able to shower is like my biggest kryptonite. Like, that is what fucking stresses me out. Like, what do you mean I can't have a shower on show day? Like, that sounds like actual torture. But
yeah,
we'll give you guys all the updates after the show.
I think you can in the morning. I'm
asking about it. Because apparently she was like also saying like you know, don't use deodorant because it can fuck up the tan. I'm just like,
literally be the smelliest person you can be. If you go to the bathroom, don't wipe, it ruins the tan.
Stop, don't say that. Literally gonna have to pee like this. Get a, what's it called? Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. But you can get like a certain cup to catch your wee.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Dixie cup, but that's for your period. You can get period cups, you know.
Yeah, let's not.
And you shove it up there and it catches the period for you, and then you pull out the cup and it's reusable.
Oh my god.
I've never used it before.
Yeah, please don't.
That sounds honestly so off topic, and like the girly pops will understand this, but like I hate using tampons because you get blood on your fingers.
I can't relate.
But I still use tampons because I don't want to use a pad because it feels like I'm wearing a nappy. And there's
You
just
might as well just go buy a nappy.
there's just something about like knowing that like it's not
Because you
secure.
imagine like wearing your booty shorts and you could just see like your nappy coming over.
It honestly feels like that though. But like, yeah, that's the one thing about like cycles that I don't enjoy is
Look,
getting it.
Whatever you choose to do, I'll love you no matter what.
Anyway, that was a random tangent.
Alright guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.